Peace, peace, peace. This is your international sales and marketing hitman, your hip hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo, and you already know what it is, man. You rocking with the best. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. You are now tuned in to Notary Insights with Tiger and Tech. You already know. So, this is gonna be an interesting show. We'll play a couple of notary games to see how good you are with your stats. And we may give out some prizes too. We may give out a couple of prizes to those that are participating. Shout out to Instagram, shout out to Facebook, YouTube. We're streaming on all those channels right now. Shout out to my homies, Fashion Geek, out here in Chicago. Very popular brand. Shout out to Zoe and Al, black brothers out here doing their thing. They hooked up. They had a real nice hookup. They hooked up with Emery of Rock Nation, and they were able to partner up with Puma and come out with their own kick. So that was a real fly move right there. Shout out to the Bronx. We got the Bronx, New York in the house. What up? You already know. Yeah, man, this is gonna be a fun and interesting show. This is episode 2. So we back, man. We back. Got my man Tech. He on the line right now, closing a deal. So I'm gonna get started, man. I'm gonna get started here. So I got a question for you guys. Let's see which one I'm gonna ask you guys. What is the percentage of notaries that earn more money than stationary office-based notaries? I'll repeat that. What is the percentage of earned money from mobile notaries versus stationary office-based notaries? There is a wrong answer, so I'll buzz the shit out of you. I'll make you feel like you on Family Feud and go, but let's see who gets the right answer on that one. Let's see who gets the right answer on that. This will be interesting. And then we're going to start giving out some prizes too, man. We're going to start giving out some prizes. What is the percentage of money that they made more? Is it 10%? Is it 20%? Is it 30%? Is it 35%? What do you think it is? What do you think that stat is? And then we'll continue. We'll get Tech on here. Yeah, man. So we back like coke crack. We're doing our thing, man. We're gonna come out with the show. Y'all requested it. Y'all was like, man, you guys were keeping us on point, and we're just glad that you guys are back. So we got to give you that piff. We got to give you that piff. Let's see. Okay, we got some percentages. So here's a percentage on that. I'll put it up. Nice. So as of 2022, mobile notaries earned an average of 25% more per year compared to stationary office-based notary. Now, you guys know a lot, or maybe you might not know. The states that you're in, that's usually where they really put a lot of restrictions on you. Like in Chicago here, you can only charge $1 for a notary if you're stationary. So if you have an office, they have a lot more restrictions on you on that. Do the Chicagoans really abide by that? Hell no. But it is what it is, man. Hey Tech, you there, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Peace, peace.
Peace.
What it do?
Oh, just working hard, or Sabrina's working hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the goal is to be everywhere, everywhere. I'm talking, when's the last time you went to a mall?
um, Christmas.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So not that
Christmas.
long ago. So every mall has their flagship stores, right? The anchors
Hmm.
of the whole entire building. But you ever walk through the mall and you bump into these kiosks every now and then to try to sell you shoe cleaner, keychains, jewelry. They got
I
all
hate
these
that.
gifts.
They're
Yeah,
aggressive as hell too.
they're aggressive. I know, man. I know, but they're always there. You always bump, no matter where you turn, no matter where you always, for some reason, bump into those little kiosks,
Hmm.
right? That's how I imagine the notary business. I'm talking wherever you turn, wherever you look. If if and only if you're looking for a notary, I can't help you if you're looking for like somebody called me early. Somebody called me yesterday. I don't advertise for fingerprinting, right? But some or live scan rather. I don't advertise for live scans. But someone called me and asked me for live scanning, and I know I don't offer that, but I still took her through the same process, step by step by step. It's the exact same thing. Where do you live? Who's going to be there? What type of ID do you have? Even though, even though I don't offer live scan, I can
Hmm.
still book the appointment because I had to ask her, hey, by the way, well, how did you get this number? Like, we don't. There's no mention on our website anywhere it says fingerprint live scan. Like, why did you call us? And
Right.
she said, well, you were the first person that popped up. And that should make sense because again, you're
Yeah.
walking through the mall, you're trying to get to Macy's, you're trying to get to Ross or something, and then for some reason this guy just pops out of nowhere. Hey man, you want to buy some jewelry? Hey man, can I clean your shoes? Hey man, you want to buy some candy? Hey man, you need a toy for your kid? Right? They just keep popping up. Boom, boom, boom. That's me.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. We in sales we call them stragglers, right? These are people that just like stumble inside of your store, like they just aimlessly, like, man, I didn't know I wanted a hoodie today, but since I'm here, I might as well buy one. So we get a lot of those, man.
Oh
So
yeah,
Tech,
those are like impulsive spenders, right?
what you want to chop it up about today, bro?
I want to chop it up about this the um, the 24-hour notary public, the myth of the 24-hour notary public.
Okay.
There's no such thing. I don't know if you guys know that. Doesn't exist. Never seen one. Have you?
I say I was 24 hours, but I wasn't 24 hours. I'll take your appointments. Well, no, because if I'm asleep, I didn't have that set up right
Right.
until I grabbed CallJoy, which doesn't exist anymore. But I'll take your appointments 24 hours. I'll take your money for 24 hours, but I wasn't running your appointments. I wasn't running appointments at no 3 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely not.
Exactly right. See, you understand. It comes with the caveat, right? It comes with
Hmm.
the yeah, we're 24 hours, but by the way, we don't run the appointments 24 hours, right? But when you see as a customer, if you see something that says 24 hours, then your understanding is that, hey man, it's 3 o'clock. I can come get this signed. So the myth of the 24-hour notary public. So we'll get into that.
Well, lead off, brother.
Okay. Well, yeah. So here's the thing. You don't want to lie to your customers. The worst thing you can do is lie to your customers. And I'll take that back. The worst thing you can do is lie to them from the very beginning, from the very start. You just like you don't know them. They don't know you, and you're already not telling the truth by telling them that you're a 24-hour notary public. And the reality is that you're not. You're not, because if somebody calls you at 2 a.m., will you go out and execute their notarization? Well, it says right there 24 hours. It says right there on your Google business page, it says 24 hours. So are you telling the truth? Well, you're probably not, because you're asleep or you're doing something else, right? You're out at the club partying or doing something else. You're not sitting by the phone waiting to sign somebody's power of attorney or somebody's proof of life at 2 o'clock in the morning. But let's make this more realistic, okay? All right, what are your normal business hours? What's typical normal business hours for a notary?
Bank hours, unless you have the full-time job, then you're doing everything after 5 till like maybe 9 or 10 o'clock.
Yeah, so realistically, typical business hours, bank hours, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's probably what you can expect, right? Or if you work full-time or have some other obligation, then you're probably doing it after work or before work if you work swing shift or things like that. So let's make this more realistic, right? Yeah, so you might be guilty of this if you're watching this on replay, or if you're watching this live. I shout out to all the people who are watching this live. You might have listed on your business profile 24 hours, and it's not true. So here's the deal. Let's make it more realistic. Let's say, and I'll give you a real example. About a year ago, you told me this. Matter of fact, my business hours is at 8 o'clock. Right, I take appointments at 8 a.m. But I started noticing that people were calling me around 7:30. And then you gave me some advice. You told me this. You said, "Hey man, why don't you list because I wouldn't answer the phone, right? You would let the automation pick it up. But you said, hey man, why don't you just list it at 7 o'clock? You might be onto something. It might be some people who want those early open morning appointments. And you're absolutely right. So for the person who says, I'm open 24 hours, and the reality is that you're not. Well, here's the thing. With the advent and the evolution of automation, and especially with Sabrina, you can definitely you can absorb that overflow. You can take on appointments so you are literally 24 hours. You can start off your conversations or your relationships with your clients on a honest, truthful note by saying I'm 24 hours. We can accept appointments. Now, will Sabrina book you at 3 a.m.? Well, no, because if you don't have your calendar set up that way, then it won't do that. But if you have your calendar set up during your normal accepted business hours, 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock, whatever it is, then yeah, you can now operate 24 hours around the clock where someone calls and there is someone who picks up the phone. It doesn't just go to voicemail. It doesn't just ring endlessly into this, this Neverland. There is some interaction, or at least the customer has an opportunity to get some information, or they can actually get onto your schedule.
Yeah, that I think is real important, because I've gotten truck drivers that they really don't have much of a schedule. It's all over the place, right? Being a former truck driver myself, I know that there were some times I needed a document notarized real late at night, and I'm only going to be in that state for the next, for my layover, which will be like maybe 10 hours or whatever. So I got to get some sleep, I got to eat, and then I had to get a document notarized. So I had to get a mobile notary to come out to the truck stop to come notarize that document, so I can, once I wake up, I'm gone, or I'll scan it on my phone, send it to whoever I needed to send it to, and then keep it pushing. But it was very hard to do that because most notaries shut down after business hours, and it was hard for me to get somebody to come out to the truck stop at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, well, think about this. And that's a real example. Like that really
Hmm.
actually happens. Well, what if somebody who, let's say you go to bed the previous night and you're thinking about the power of attorney that you need to sign for tomorrow, right?
Hmm.
Instead of you waiting until you wake up in the morning, I'm gonna just knock it. It's 12 o'clock at night. I'm just gonna look online and I'm gonna find somebody who's accepting appointments, and I just book the appointment right before I go to sleep, so that when I wake up in the morning, I I don't have to think about it. That happens.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this morning when I woke up, I see that there's appointments on my schedule. And how nice is that, right? Let's just stop for a second and think about that. How
Yeah,
nice is it that you can wake up and there's already appointments lined up for you? How cool is that?
that's very cool.
Yeah, the capability to even do that is you know that's very advanced. It's not impossible. It's not out of reach. That's that capability is available to you, right? That's what a Sabrina allows you to do. But here it is. I can look and I can see this customer's behavior.
Now you've been speaking about Sabrina. What is Sabrina,
Sabrina is automated software for notaries.
and what does that mean to a notary?
It means that as a notary who is a one person, a one man, a one woman show, they do all the work. They answer the phone calls, they send the emails, they write out the invoices, they execute the appointments.
Hmm.
Sabrina is automated software that removes you, the one person or the one man, the one woman, from those administrative tasks or some of those tasks that can be handled by a robot, or in this case, Sabrina.
So when you started tech, how much of this heavy lifting were you doing in the beginning?
When I remember very distinctly that do I would do the appointment because of the experience, but then I would look down at my phone and I would see that I would have two missed phone calls.
Mm.
So
Ain't
I'm
nobody
leaving
got
out of
time
the.
for that.
That's right. She understands. She understands. And when you lose, see, I was in no position to lose money. It wasn't in my, I couldn't, at that time, it, it really, it stung. You could feel it
Hmm.
because after leaving the notary business school, I was very confident in knowing that anybody who called and if they needed a notary, I could help them. And then if to see that, all right, I just missed two opportunities, like it literally just slipped right through my fingers.
Yeah.
It wasn't worth it to me. So at that point, instead of me, it was worth it to me to invest in a tool that would allow me to never, and I mean it, never miss a phone call. It was worth it. At least I want a shot. I have the tools in order to get an appointment if they're looking for a notary, right? If they're looking for fingerprinting, live scan, I can't help them, right? If
Right.
they're looking for field inspections and weddings and wedding officiants and all that other stuff that's not really notary, I I can't do that. But if they're looking for a notary, I can help them. And to me, it was worth it to invest in whatever I needed to invest in order to never ever miss a phone call.
Would you ever go back to the old way you were doing business?
Man, there's been times where would I ever go back to the old way of doing business? That's a great question. If I had to, I could, and I would feel comfortable. I wouldn't blink an eye. But at the same time, it makes no sense for me to. I just know I don't have to. I don't have to talk to every single person who calls me.
Hmm.
I know that there's people who know what a notary does and know what a notary provides, and then there's people who have no idea, and they do require you to proverbially hold their hand and
Yeah.
walk them through the whole process, right? You know that that person does have a question, that person may not be sure about the identification. So they want to speak to somebody. But then there's that person who's on the other end of the spectrum. And we love that person, don't we? The person
Hell
who
yeah.
knows exactly what they want. They go into the store and they go out. They know exactly what they want to order. It's like you hand them a menu and they're like, no, thank you. I don't need the menu.
Right.
I already know what I want. That person, those people out there, they exist. And they appreciate speed. They love speed. There's no substitute for it. And they pay for that. They understand the value of that.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about the price. They really don't. Right? We're not going to
Yeah.
charge them $1 million. Right? You're not going to charge them $150,000 million. You're not going to be unreasonable. But like you were saying in the opening, Chicago allows you to charge how much?
It's $1. If you're a stationary office building type of notary, that's their mandate.
$1?
But if you're mobile, you could charge more. But if you have an office that you're doing it, yeah, it's $1.
$1.
It might be
Wow.
$1.25 now. Who knows?
Man. Wow. The price of, I don't even know, what is $1 nowadays? I don't even know. A gumball. The gumball machine.
To replace the ink in your stamp, not even the whole stamp, just the ink is more than $1.
Yeah.
So it baffles me sometimes when notaries say that, hey, in my state, I can only charge this, right? And I say, then why the hell did you even get into the notary business if you were planning to charge that? Like, I'm sure that's a lot less than what you are making at your day job. And a lot of notaries will get stuck, and it was like, well, that's why I'm, trying to figure out how I can circumvent and go around it and stuff like that. But the fact that they would get stuck on the state mandates, and then they wouldn't think outside the box to figure out creative ways, just like in real estate, they have creative financing and stuff like that. You have to think outside of the state to figure out how you're going to run up these numbers. And if you're stuck on that, you're probably never going to figure out all of you'll start to look at other notaries as, and this happened to me, they'll look at me like I'm doing something real illegal, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, show me what I'm doing illegally. You're just afraid of asking for these certain prices. That's why I like Sabrina so much, because when I hired my VA, shout out to Bree out there in the Philippines. In the beginning, she was cool with giving out the pricing, but after a while, it started to affect her emotionally. And that's something that people don't talk about either, right? Rejection can tend to affect you emotionally and throw off your day. So if you got 5 phone calls and all 5 of them barked at your price, if you do not have the Teflon skin, if you're not a Teflon Don where it could just roll off of your shoulder like that, it will affect you. It will affect your day. It will make you question your pricing. It will make you question your services. And you'll start looking at it like, oh man, let me drop my price significantly in order to close more deals. But then now you're not making any money. Now you can't afford to pay another notary to run these appointments for you, which is it's just a bad choice. So one of the things I liked about Sabrina is that she will spit the price out for you, right? And you don't have to worry about that. Let the AI computer generated things spit out the price. Let them argue with a one-way channel.
Would you say that the price is the biggest obstacle that's facing any type of notary right now? You say that's their
I
biggest
think the
hang up.
price is more of an issue for the notaries, not the clients. I'll say that. It's more of an issue for the notaries more than the clients. That's why, Tech, when we search other notaries and we're asking them what their price is, it's always significantly lower than we expected it to be.
True.
Right? So I think they're the ones that have most of the problems with that.
That's usually the first question that the customer will ask. Hey, man, I'm just calling around to see if I can get a quote, or I'm calling around to get an idea of how much it costs for a. I have got a grandfather who needs a will, and he's 93 years old, and his driver's license expired because he doesn't drive. But we've been trying to get his affairs in order. I had a grandmother who recently passed, and we just don't want to wait till the last minute. So I just want to call around and get a quote and see how much you charge. Mm-hmm. Instantly, right there on the spot, there on the spot, a notary can lose a client right there and not even know it.
Mm-hmm.
Totally unaware of it, because they can lose the client right there on the spot.
One of my goals in this notary industry, because I love this industry a lot, and I wouldn't be in this industry this long and put this amount of energy and work into it if I did not care about a lot of the people that I've never met before, but they have benefited from my knowledge on this, right? One of my goals, especially in the Black community, brown community, is to start giving us the feel and the confidence to be more of a premium brand. And too many times, and you've probably heard this before, Tech, is like, it's too expensive, or it's our people can't afford it, and which I know it's just a lie, right? But I want to have us to have the confidence to take on the role to be more of a premium brand, to charge premium prices, because believe it or not, people will figure out a way to get that money, man. Trust me, the Jordans are not cheap.
Oh yeah, they gotta.
If you go to go to Walmart tonight and look at the cashier. Look at the cashier. Look at the stock boy, look at the stock girl, look at the one in the bakery, look at their shoes. They have more expensive shoes than you do. And they're doing it on a Walmart budget. So the fact that people will say, like, they don't, they're enabling cheap spending or subpar services and products, I think that is a downhill spiral to building a sustainable and premium brand. Because you're so quick to give out a discount. Don't do it.
So they're quick to give out a discount, but then is it directly tied to what you said earlier, which is the rejection? Most people are definitely afraid of rejection, so they tend to lower the price. Or do they? So let me ask you this, because I agree with you. I think rejection is hidden. It always kind of lingers underneath the surface, where you're like, damn, this person might say no. They might say something that I don't want to hear. I might get my feelings hurt, and it might be the end, of my confidence. But is the rejection the reason why people go low, or is it the reason? Well, my question is, why do people avoid looking for reasons or looking for ways to navigate around that? How is it that? Is it because, all right, I don't want to look? I know I can charge more. I know I'm capable of doing it, but why do they avoid seeking out the solution? Is it because of rejection? Like, I just want to
rejection is it's like a knife, bro. Um, rejection it hurts a lot of people. I mean, like I've been in sales for a very, very long time. In the beginning parts of sales, man, and I was getting rejected. It rocked me emotionally.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I had to learn how to build that tough skin, that Teflon skin to let it rub off and stuff like that. But it's a hurtful thing. The way I look at it is like in the dating pool, right? You could be in a situation where there's a lot of beautiful women. Give me what's up? No, I don't know. I'll check it in a second, buddy. Um, it's like in a dating pool. You could be in some, a nightclub, a bar or something, and you see this drop dead gorgeous woman, right? And a lot of people will be intimidated to approach her because she just looks that bad. You know what I mean? She's that fly. And their confidence level will be so wrapped up in their own thoughts. What if she says this? What if she throws a drink in my face? What if she does this, right? Scenarios that may never occur, they're already running these scenarios. So a lot of it is fear, right?
Drinks are too expensive. She ain't throwing no drink to your face, man.
So guess what they do though, Tech?
What's that?
They go for the liquid courage. Bartender, let me get 2 Long Island iced teas, my dude. And they start drinking, and they start drinking, and they start drinking to the point where they feel numb. And they're ready. Now they're ready for whatever comes, whatever type of rejection they may receive. And then just like that, they'll approach that person. But now they're belligerent and they're drunk and they're sloppy with their words and everything. You know what I mean? So it's not effective at all. So the fear is really, really high when it comes to rejection. And that will stop them dead in their tracks from even attempting to approach a person or giving out that premium price, which to them, it may be premium, but to the customer, they're like, that's it. Okay, yeah, let's go. Because you cannot predict what is expensive to a customer. You don't know their lifestyle.
That's right.
You don't know what they're accustomed to. You might say $100 and they may look at you like you told them $5. And then they'd be like, I'll call you back. Like that can't be right. This person's gonna come out to my house and notarize a document for $100. Like,
can you believe that?
I know
here you are.
I know it to be true. I know that to be true because I did a notarization for Obama's doctor of 20 years. And he told me if I was under $100 or $100 and something, he was not going to allow me to come to his crib. That was one of the realest things I've ever heard, bro.
That's real.
He said to me that something would seem very odd because his lifestyle is way different than a person that's looking for a $5 notary. This guy is the president's doctor. You know what I mean? Like he's used to 5-star luxury, going into the White House, getting flown. You know what I mean? Like this is this dude's lifestyle. But over the phone, I couldn't tell because I've never talked to him before. So, man, do not push your buying habits on your customers. I say it till I'm blue in the face, man. Just because you would not buy a Louis Vuitton purse doesn't mean the person on that other line doesn't have 20 of them sitting in their closet.
The 24-hour notary ties right into that too. I feel like the later you go out, the more premium it is. The more accessible you make yourself, the more premium it is. The times that people can just access you at any point, that's usual. I mean, 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. That's early, but 9 a.m. rolls around, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. That's typical business hours. I would expect you to be open. 3 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night, you know, why should you discount yourself or lower your standard just because this person is in the emergency room on a Sunday at 7:30 p.m. and you are typically closed at 6? So just to accommodate them, you give them a half off versus doing the opposite and really showing just how valuable it is that you do. I love the example of the remote online notary. Oh, I can't get enough of it. Oh, $10, $15. There's companies out there that are paying notaries $5, $25, and they're executing 30 of these things a day. All I can tell myself, all I can say is, how convenient is it that you can pick up your cell phone and get something authenticated? To me, that's even way more premium than somebody traveling to your house and sitting inside your living room. The fact that you don't even have to move, you can literally sit there on your couch and pick up your cell phone and then get something authenticated. Just get it notarized. And you mean to tell me that that's $5? Come on.
Yeah,
man,
we gotta
$5.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. But I was saying we had a question from Chantel. But go ahead, finish your thoughts.
No, I was just to your point about the president's doctor, that if it was less than $100, they wouldn't trust you. There's a client. This is a true story. There's a client who is, I won't say their name, but they were the former CEO of a very well-known online shoe brand. Okay, and when his assistant called to schedule this appointment, when she asked how much would it be, I told him it was like one document, right? I told him like 237. It was something like around there. And she said yes so fast, Tiger. Like zero objections, zero reserves. She said yes so fast. I'm thinking to myself, she probably wants me to come. Like, her answer was, okay, can you come now? Like, that was her answer. Okay, can you come now? So that's where I get that from. Like, only people only care about when can you get here. That's the only question that they want to ask. They want to answer that question. They don't care about the price. They say that. They tell you that. That's the first thing that comes out of their mouth. But that's not really what they care about. What they care about is when can you get here. She said yes so fast, Tiger. She has to be thinking, let me get him in here right now before he changes his mind.
Yeah. Before we go to Chantel Roberts' question, we're going to take a quick break.
As a part-time traveling notary with a full-time job, balancing everything can be tough, especially when you're getting calls at all hours. That's where SabrinaAI comes in. Think of Sabrina as your personal assistant who answers every call, handles appointment bookings, provides quick answers to common questions, and filters out non-urgent inquiries. Sabrina works 24/7, so you never miss a client opportunity, even when you're tied up with your full-time job. With this system, you can keep things running smoothly without the stress of managing calls yourself, giving you more time to focus on your work, clients, and everything else life throws your way.
Scan the QR code for a free demo.
All right, so Chantel Roberts on Instagram says, I agree with you guys wholeheartedly. How do you handle when a customer calls to get a quote and then the next notary quotes them a much less price? How would you handle that, Tech?
I always like to ask questions before I give answers. I always like to ask. So I would ask Chantel, how do you know the next notary quoted them a lower price? Just How do you know that, right? And let me just, obviously she's not here, so she can't give us an answer, but maybe she's listening. But I would answer, I would assume that maybe she knows the notary. Maybe she knows, hey, did you get a call about a emergency room notary? Oh yeah, I did get a call. Okay. Oh, just what did you quote them? I quoted them $93. Oh, I quoted them $70. No wonder they went with you. A scenario similar to that. But let's say that it didn't happen that way. But for some way, somehow you know that the next notary quoted them lower. Let's just say that. Okay. There's nothing you can do about that. All right. People buy, like Tiger, you say this all the time, right? People they can go with you, they can decide to go with someone else, or they can do nothing. They have three choices. They can go with you, they go with somebody else, the next person, or they can do nothing. You can't control you don't know what compels that person to buy either from you or to go somewhere else. But what can you control? So in my control, here's what I do. Every time somebody calls, you hit them with your best. Think of it as I only got one shot.
Yeah.
I've only got one shot at this. So I give it. That's why I say when people call me, they'll say, "Hey, how much do you charge?" That's the first. You guys seen the videos? It's the first question that comes out of their mouth. How much do you charge? I don't even answer the question. So yeah, like you talk about, the next person quoted them a lower price. Well, if that's truly a concern, start doing this. Don't even answer that question. Here's what you do. You give them value without giving them a number. How do you do that? They say, hey, how much do you charge? Like, so let's do a quick little role play. So guys, this is exclusive stuff we're giving you guys here. I know people talk about answering the phones. They talk about how you should answer and how you should conduct yourself on the phone, but they ain't never gave you a real example. You never heard them on the phone with an actual customer with live ammunition. You never heard them do that. But here, that's what you get here. So that's why we stand out. But anyway, let's do a little quick little role play. So you tell me that it's too much, or you tell me, you ask me how much, and I'll tell you, I'll kind of walk through it.
All right. How much is it going to be?
Good question. So let me get some information from you, and then I'll be able to give you some details. Who will be signing the document?
Me and my mother-in-law.
Okay. All right. And what type of identification do you each have?
Driver's license.
All right. And it's not expired?
No.
Okay. Very good. Very good. All right. And then let's see. So Arch Service is a mobile service. And where do you live? What city are you located in?
Chicago, Illinois.
All right. And is this a personal residence or is this a commercial location, an office?
It's a home.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Very good. So it sounds like we can help you. And let's see. Do you already have these forms prepared?
Yes.
Good. Very good. Excellent. All right. So it sounds like we can help you. Here's the next step. So our service is a traveling service. We come to your location just to make it simple. What we'll do is we'll send you an email or we'll send you a text message to your cell phone. Is this your cell phone that ends in 1234?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. All right. So you should have gotten that text message. Did you see it? Did you get it? Did you receive it?
Yeah, I just got it.
All right. When you have a moment, click that link, and then you can pick the time that works for you and your family, you and your mother-in-law, and all the details will be outlined there.
Okay.
Okay. So, all right. Just so you guys kind of
Now, how much is it though?
yeah. So you guys notice I never answered the question,
Right.
right? But I qualified that person. I made sure that I could actually help him before I throw out a number. Because I could just tell him $100, and then he'll say, "Oh, $100." Like let's try that. Let's see let's
Sure.
see. All right, all right, go ahead.
$100. That why are you so expensive?
You see, that question comes because I never gave him a reason. I never told him what he's paying for. He has no idea.
Mm,
He's just like he's literally just handing over
yeah,
$100.
you got to build the value in your service. You have to. And then I'll also add to this, Tech, is that your delivery is very important as well. There are times that I've gone, and I know many other people that have gone to go purchase something, and because they didn't like the way they were treated, they walk back out of the store and never purchase what they intentionally went into the store to buy.
I've
So
done that.
you have to keep that in mind as well, that this person may have given a lower price, but they may have been abrasive. They may have kind of shunned them off, and they didn't have a good feeling about the person, because if that person gave them a low price and they didn't go for it, there was something wrong with that situation. There was something wrong in that situation that didn't make them take action right there, and then they made another phone call to another notary. I remember there was a client that called me and said that the notary offered them $20 to do the notarization. And I said, "You're trying to get something cheaper than $20?"
Throw it back at them.
Yeah, like you're trying to, what are you trying to get it for, like $19? That's what you're, but sometimes you have to realize that, well, one thing I'm gonna say this right here. Buyers are liars, okay? Buyers are liars. They will say things that will put them in a better situation for them to get a discount or lower price. They may have never called anybody else previously and got a lower price, but they're running that game on you. Take it from an expert.
It works too.
Oh, all the time, bro. Or they have tactics the same way we have strategies. They'll exaggerate your price in order to get you to drop your price. These are tactics that buyers use to get a better discount. Or they'll say, "I'm going to call around." And then a notary will go into panic mode and start dropping their price like they're dropping their draws early. So you have to realize that they're running game on you to get a better price. And who doesn't like a better price if they can get it?
Yeah,
That's why we do these videos, to give you guys more strategies, to clip you up a little bit better, so you can be ready for negotiations, because that's what it is. You're negotiating pricing with these people, and depending on how you treat them, if you're treating them with integrity, honor, respect, and you're letting them know that your services are very valuable, then okay, go to Joe Schmo Notary and see if the person even shows up.
yeah.
Like, how many times you've talked to somebody and they said, "Yeah, I booked the notary," and the notary never even showed up?
Oh my God, man! I can
It's
like
happened to me.
listen, man. We can tell you all kind of stories about that. We can tell like real life examples where people will say, "Listen, somebody was supposed to be here at 9:30 and they just never showed up. Can you get here right now? Like, can you get here like in 15 minutes?"
Exactly. Or another situation would be, they called 5 notaries and you're the only one that answered the phone.
Happens more than you think.
Mm-hmm. So you have to realize that the playing field, you can't go on the field, on a baseball field, with football gear on. You're playing the wrong sport.
But let me say one more point just to add to that, because you know how you deliver, that we talk about delivery,
Mm-hmm.
just how underrated that is so crucial. Your delivery, people can sense that. So, for example, here's what not to say. All right, I'm gonna tell you. We just went through what you should say or what you can say.
Yeah, bring it. Bring it, Tech.
That's my favorite.
Let's
When
bring,
you hear
bring
that,
it back, Tech. Go ahead. Hit him.
you know something's getting ready to come when you hear that noise. Here's what not to say. Don't say, well, that's just my price. Don't say that. Don't have
Yeah.
that attitude. Delivery is so important. If you're just going to say, oh, well, that's just what my price is. I know my worth. I know my value. That's just what I charge. If you don't want to pay it, then you can go. Don't have that attitude. Your delivery, if that's what's in your heart, it's going to come through. What Tiger is saying in terms of your delivery, I wholly feel that. There's a woman who was her and her husband, they owned a church, and they were trying to get the deed of the church because they're trying to sell the church. So, I told her the price is $260, right, to get this highly sensitive, urgent, important document authenticated. And she says, "Oh, well, no, I can just go to the UPS store and get it for $15." I stopped her right there and I said, $15?
Yeah.
That's all I said. $15?
You reverse the exaggeration onto them. I love that. I love
She
it.
said, yeah, $15. I said, just so I understand, this is a grant deed, a real estate transfer of property?
Mm-hmm.
She said, why, yes. I said, for $15.
That right there, let's just say I was the customer, it would make me question it. The way you said it would make me question, yeah, that must not be right, because the way this way this notary is reacting to the price that I got, that might sound a bit shady there. Okay, at that point I'm all ears, right? Because
all ears, right?
If I've never bought a notary service, or I never bought an iPad or a Mac computer, and then I said this person was going to sell me a Mac Pro for $100, and then somebody be like, $100? Really? You didn't think nothing was wrong with that at all? You sure there was a Mac Pro book in that box? Are you sure it wasn't bricks or sand or something? Like, you know what I mean? That strategy is so effective. So effective. But I just had to say that. Go ahead, bro. I love that. I love it.
I know you love that. I know you get a kick out of that because that's what it is, kind of being in our environment and knowing, we're not just talking about documents. We're talking about, this is strategy, man. This is what you're gonna use in real time, like right now. This is not gonna take 2 years to implement. Do that tonight.
Yeah.
All right, do that right now. So here's how I got her, right? Here's how I eventually helped her to overcome her fear of booking this appointment with me, or in doing it with our company, right? I told her, like, you're getting ready to hand over this deed to the county, and the county, I don't know if you know this, but they look for reasons to reject these documents. Did you know that? She goes, yeah, you're right. I am going to take this to the county. I said, yeah, they scrutinize deeds. In Oakland? In Chicago? In Miami? In Philadelphia? In Houston? Wherever it is, like the city, it doesn't matter. You're going to take this document to the recorder's office down at the county. They're going to look at this document with a fine-tooth comb. There's anything wrong with this document, they will reject it. Now, the $15 that you spent or that you saved supposedly to do it, but to cut corners and to do the cheap route, right? I didn't say that, right? But that's the sentiment I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Is that,
yeah.
so
You're framing
the
it to feel that way. Yeah.
yeah, the money that you quote unquote saved by doing it the cheap route, did you really save if you have to go and do it again?
Hmm.
You have to get your husband into a car. He's elderly. You guys got to drive back down, do a repeat sign. You got to print it out, and then it's delayed about 4 weeks because they're not gonna tell you that it's rejected on the spot. Maybe, but they're probably gonna let you file it, and then they'll tell you that there's a problem later on. And the whole time you're trying to sell this property, and then the deed is not even clear. So here's the deal. In the event that there's something wrong, we could come out for free, right? You come back out there and execute it, no charge. So you didn't actually waste more money by doing it, by having a repeat signing. I say all that to say that question that Chantel asked, there's
Mhm.
myriad ways of answering that question. What if the person behind you quotes less than you did? Don't worry about that. Here's what you do. You deliver with confidence. Go through your
Yeah.
step-by-step process. If you don't step-by-step process, then you definitely need one. And the chances are most notaries don't have a step-by-step process. And we know that for a fact, don't we?
Yeah, indeed, man. So we're reaching the top of the hour right now. So I definitely wanted to make this quick offer for everybody, Tech. Right now, if you would like to participate in,
Play the horns, man. Play the horns.
oh, my bad, my bad. Let me run that. Let me run that. This is Sabrina, y'all. This is for Sabrina. Run that. Run that. This is a very limited offer. Very limited offer, ladies and gentlemen. We have the all-in-one enterprise for Sabrina right now until December 7th, which is Friday, midnight. We are giving you guys a chance to participate with Sabrina in your notary business for $69 per month. It is going up Friday, December 7th at midnight. Let me tell you what you get with this. You're going to get unlimited text messaging. Sabrina will send out texts to your customers, either in a follow-up, either to confirm. She will send texts to your customers. You get unlimited emails. You also get a business phone number. This is great for, especially if you're looking to build your business credit and stuff like that. You're going to need a business phone line. You're going to get 12 months of priority support, unlimited calls, okay? Unlimited storage, and it gets better, y'all. You're going to get one website with free hosting. So for those that have been using Notary Cafe and Notary, Notary Rotary as your website, you don't have to do that anymore. You can now build a professional website, and it's already designed and optimized for you. It's a simple plug and play. You're going to also get unlimited storage and no hidden fees. So these bonuses that I'm going to recite to you guys are very limited. These bonuses will not be available at this price December 8th. You'll be able to access our elite community of notaries on Discord. Fantastic group. I found out that a lot of notaries have been withholding information from each other because they don't want the other notary to shine, which is whack as hell. But you'll have access to our Discord and meet notaries from all across the United States. That's valued at $297 a month. You're also going to get a lifetime access to the Notary Agency Secrets course. That is valued at $1,137. You're going to get that for free. Whether you stay with Sabrina or not, you get to keep it. And then you're also going to get access to our weekly Notary Mastermind, where we'll do strategy calls, we'll do role playing, we'll show how to optimize different parts of Sabrina
Doing it tomorrow.
in your business.
Yeah,
It's
tomorrow.
amazing. Go ahead, Tech. What were you
No,
saying?
no, the mastermind is tomorrow.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're doing the mastermind. It's every Thursday. What time, Tech? We do it?
8:30.
Yeah, that's
West Coast.
East Coast time, right? I mean, that's West Coast time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for a limited time until December 7th, you guys can now participate and have Sabrina working and doing all of this heavy lifting for you for $69 a month. I got to tell you guys, December 8th, the price is going up. What's the price going up to, Tech?
117.
117. So if you'd like to, scan that code down at the bottom or visit us at heysabrina.ai, and we'll be more than happy to give you a free demo to show you what Sabrina could really do for your businesses. It's just amazing. Anything you would like to say, Tech?
Just do it. If you change your mind, then change your mind. But I'm telling you right now, it won't be that price. It's just it can't be that price. But
Yeah,
if
it can.
you think that that's something that, answering the phone calls been bad, you've been driving, you're at an appointment, and you have 2 missed phone calls. I just contacted 2 notaries tonight, and then they responded 15 minutes late, right after the assignment has already been given out. If they had Sabrina, that wouldn't be a problem. And think about, that's just one phone call. Imagine if that was 3. Imagine if that was 4 or 5 different people. How many opportunities are you missing? So if you change your mind, at least you already have locked in that rate. So I would just do it. Just do it. And then if you change your mind later on, at least you won't get text. So I would jump on it as soon as possible. And if you change your mind a month down the road, there is no cancellation fee. But jump in.
Yeah, definitely. And it's Tech and I, when we first started, we were taking this app and diffusing it with this app. And how much money have we saved by streamlining everything, Tech? Just you personally, how much money have you saved by eradicating and eliminating the waste in your notary business per month?
Per month, $396 per month. But that's just the obvious stuff. That's just what I can quantify because of the subscriptions and the monthly fees and all that stuff. That doesn't include the manual or me thinking about it, the manual work that goes into that. You quantify that time or the value of that time completely differently. The $396, that's just, you can just see that coming out of the account every single month. But I'm not even talking about the 14 calls you got that day, or the emails you have to go to with Google Ads, or the Google Business Profile updates that you have to put up on every month. It's priceless. It's priceless, the amount of time that you save. Yeah, and not having to sleep with your phone underneath your pillow, just hoping that you don't miss an order from Snap Docs.
Yeah, you don't want to lose money. As my brother Andre Hatchett would say, money is your friend. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we will be back next week. Stay tuned, subscribe, share it with your friends. There's a lot of good strategy in here, and we'll connect with you guys later next week.
As a part-time traveling notary with a full-time job, balancing everything can be tough, especially when you're getting calls at all hours. That's where SabrinaAI comes in. Think of Sabrina as your personal assistant who answers every call, handles appointment bookings, provides quick answers to common questions, and filters out non-urgent inquiries. Sabrina works 24/7 so you never miss a client opportunity, even when you're tied up with your full-time job. With this system, you can keep things running smoothly without the stress of managing calls yourself, giving you more time to focus on your work, clients, and everything else life throws your way.
Scan the QR code for a free demo.